Thomas Duncan, the only patient to die of Ebola in America, came here from Liberia, one of the West African nations that are the ground zero for the epidemic. We were struck by these pictures from Liberia, a woman saying goodbye to her sister headed to cremation, and the body of a 4-year-old. Of more than 8,000 cases in the world, half are in Liberia, and that is where we find Debora Patta tonight.
Like every public place in the capital these days, churchgoers must first wash their hands in chlorine bleach before going inside. It's hard to escape the fear surrounding Ebola. The choir of the Providence Baptist does its best to raise flagging spirits, even as doctors use the pulpit to convey vital information.
When people are cleared from the Ebola treatment unit, they are not infectious.
Healthcare workers like Dr. Emmanuel Ekinabe work long hours under impossibly difficult conditions. The suits they must wear are stifling and uncomfortable. Dr. Dan Lucy is from Georgetown University and is one of the world's top virologists. He works at a clinic run by Doctors Without Borders. He told us the Liberian healthcare workers are often ostracized.
Well, there's a very strong stigma against people who have either had Ebola infection or anyone else in their family has, or if you work in an Ebola treatment center like this one.
Despite the daily tragedies, staff here embrace the slivers of hope, like these two patients who survived. Now they dip their hand in paint, a mark of defiance against a deadly disease. Lucy told us about a family he helped treat who brought their 3-year-old who was going to die.
Fortunately, both their mom and dad were here, but they were also both quite sick. But then they recovered adequately and took turns. The mom and dad took turns helping the 3-year-old daughter. And now today it's one of the best days of my life because they're survived.
It takes quite an emotional toll, doesn't it?
But it's worth it. So I'm happy to be here.
These stories are all the more incredible when you consider the conditions doctors like Dan Lucy work under. Their protection suits are unbearably hot. They dehydrate quickly, so much so that when they come out of the isolation unit, Scott, their boots are full of water and they can lose up to 5 pounds a session.
Debora Patta at the epicenter of the epidemic in Monrovia, Liberia. Debora, thank you so much.